Hi everybody, it's Miss Megan here. I wanted to take a minute to give you some vital information for our upcoming second annual winter concert, Peppermint Swirls and Snowflake Twirls. We're getting really excited about it coming together, and some of your dancers have probably already tried on their costumes. If they have not yet, in the next few weeks, between now and the middle of November, they will be getting those costumes tried on so we can make sure if there's any adjustments, additional accessories that we need and things like that. Everything can get squared away and they can look fabulous on the day of the concert. What I want to talk about today though is the rehearsal schedule. So attached to this email, you will find the exact and final rehearsal schedule, and it's going to look like this. Very bright and colorful. So what you want to do is when you look at this rehearsal schedule, you're going to take a look at your dancers class. So just make sure, because there's double of some of them, so there's more than one ballet tumbling, more than one hot tot. Make sure you're looking at the right class, day and time, and instructor. So those are the three things you want to really make sure you have the right ones so you know what time you're supposed to be there. So once you look at that, it'll give you your call and end time. So that's the time. The call time means what time the dancer is supposed to report to their classroom. So if their call time is 5 o'clock, then you want to be at the school by 5 o'clock and dropping them off and signing them in with their volunteer parents. So take a look, make sure you're paying attention to that call time. It's not just the first one on the top, because each one is going to be different. And then you're also going to want to pay attention to the color that your dancer's class is. So each class has a designated color. Some have the same color, and that's because they'll be in the same classroom at the high school for rehearsal day and concert. Now they'll be in the same exact classroom for both days, so it's super easy, super simple for everybody to get to, and of course comfortable for the dancers. So that's really going to be important. You're going to want to make sure you have the exact right call time, and then of course your class color, because that's going to be vital in getting you to where you need to be. So I wanted to kind of go over a few things that are new this year. For those of you who have been in the program, we have been revamping our drop-off and sign out process for our dancers to make it super safe and super easy for everybody to be able to do without too much confusion. So something that's new this year are our drop-off tickets. So they look like this. I apologize, everything's backwards because I'm using the selfie mode, but it's the best way to show you guys everything. So they look like this. And when you drop your dancer off at rehearsal, you are going to get one of these from the volunteer that is in your dancer's classroom. Once you sign in, they're going to give you this. It gives you instructions on what to do for the rehearsal. So basically for the rehearsal, you're going to drop them off, and at the end of the hour for the rehearsal time, you'll come back and sign them out. But this is just to kind of make sure that everybody has one of these tickets coming back, so you know that that person is picking up a child in that classroom. So the same person should be dropping them off and picking them up and having that ticket. So then the next one you would get obviously on the concert day. When you drop off on concert day, you'll get the same ticket. It's going to be a little bit different because the procedure is slightly different because you're coming out of the auditorium, of course, versus just picking them up from the backstage area. So you're going to want to keep this on you for the remainder of the concert, and then again it has the information of how to do that. I will then also be on stage at the end of concert letting people know when to go. So what I'll do is I'll say, okay, if you have a pink ticket, you can stand up and exit to the right hand side. Then once you go to the ramp on the right hand side that I point you towards, you'll go through the doors. There'll be signs for the dancer's sign out, and then you'll go to your color and sign your dancer out. So this will happen in waves to make sure that it doesn't get too congested and the kids aren't overwhelmed. So we'll do one color at a time. We'll have some fun stuff going on stage at the same time, so that those that are you know, a little bit later in the color call time, they're not just sitting there being bored. So we'll make sure you're having fun too. So the whole process still won't take a super long time, but we'll just have a few minutes in between just to make sure that we're getting everyone out. So these tickets are going to be important. You will not get these until drop-offs at rehearsal and concert, but I wanted to make everybody aware of them. They'll have your dancer's name, teacher, and of course the instructions for the pickup process at the end of both the rehearsal and the concert. The other thing that's going to be correlated to your color, and that's why I mentioned that the color is going to be super important, is bags. So everybody's going to get a paper bag for their dancer. So they'll have their dancer's name on here. This dancer is Candy Cane Jane. And their class time, teacher, and day, and of course their class color. It's got a little reminder of call time for that particular class, for the rehearsal day. And then of course their drop-off wave, because we'll be dropping off in waves as well, just so it's not overwhelming. So this is gonna be important. This will go home with costumes, which will go home the week or two before the actual concert. So this will go home with that. This is a bag that you want to bring with them. You can put their ballet, tap, jazz, whatever shoes they need to bring in there. They shouldn't be bringing much with them to rehearsal or concert, because there's just not a lot of downtime. It seems like there is, but there's not as much. We will be providing coloring books and crayons and other little activities for them backstage, so there's no need to bring anything specific. If you want to throw a hairbrush, extra bobby pins, whatever in here, that would be fabulous. So this is yours to have. It'll come with the costume, and you can bring it for both rehearsal day and concert day. So as you see, there's a theme going on here. You've got your tickets that you'll get for both of the days. You get your bag that you get with your costume for anything that you need to bring. And then last but not least, when you get to the auditorium for both the rehearsal and the concert, there's going to be big signs. We're getting new signs printed this year that we'll be using for every concert, so it'll be consistent for all of our concerts all season. And so you'll go in, you'll see in the lobby, it'll be a big blue sign. Of course, there'll also be staff helping to direct people, but big blue signs that will say, dancers sign in this way, and you'll follow those signs, sign them in, drop them off, get your tickets, and then go ahead and go over to the auditorium to wait for either pickup at rehearsal or for the show. But what you're going to be led to is the classrooms in which your dancers are staying and getting prepared for the rehearsal or concert. And what you'll find once you get up there are easels for ease of finding the classrooms, because we know at the high school they've got the room numbers, and a lot of times they have a lot of other paper and things like that you know, it just gets hard to figure out what you're looking for. So we would be having, it would look pretty much like this. It'll have the room number in the color that your dancer had on their sheet here. So then you'll find your color. If their classroom is pink, then you'll find that. There will be the costume overview sheets that are on there. So a little bit closer, these are what you'll be also getting with your costumes. I don't know if that's easy to see, but at least gives you a little bit of an idea. It'll say creative movement, for instance, Miss Grace, 9 o'clock, the picture of the costume, and what you need. So you'll be getting that with your costume as well as the paper bag. So these will be up there, so you're going, okay, that's my child's costume, that's my child's room, this is where I'm going. Of course, if you know you're the pink room, you know where you're going when you see this pink. So there could be 2 to 3 classes depending on the size of the classes in the classrooms, but this is going to be the go-to way to find where you're going and dropping your dancer off. So we're hoping that all these little details make everything really, really easy peasy for everybody to be able to get to and navigate through. Of course, we'll be sending reminders, and we'll talk about it as we go. When you come drop off for rehearsal, we'll do a little reminder of what the pickup process is. Same thing for concert. I'll actually be on stage kind of guiding everybody as the exit goes. So don't feel like you have to remember every single little detail from this video. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure that you have this rehearsal schedule on your calendar and the right time and all that good stuff, and you know your child's color. That's pretty much going to get you everything else you need to know, and we will guide you through the rest of the process. Should you have any questions about the process, please let us know. We know that especially for first-time parents, it can be overwhelming, but this process we hope is going to keep it nice and easy, and it'll be consistent for all of our concerts throughout the whole season. So if you have any questions, please email us. Thanks so much.